10 anglers, 5 competition days, 2 groups.
Yes!
And 1 trophy.
Come on!
The YPC BANK UK 2023 is proudly brought to you by Predator Tackle and LMAB. Every great story starts with a cast.
Hello everyone and welcome to the inaugural YouTube Predator Cup BANK UK 2023. My name is Daniel and I'm one of the founders of the brand LMAB, and we're really proud to present you this show. For those of you who perhaps do not know the YouTube Predator Cup, normally our events take place in Holland and we started off in 2018. The event has grown a lot throughout the last few years and is now the most viewed Predator competition show from the BANK throughout Europe. We have some of the most famous European YouTubers as well as the European professional sport anglers taking part, and we've even had a couple of international stars from Japan and America taking part in our events. But now we're here in the beautiful UK for our inaugural show, and we're hoping that our 10 anglers taking part are going to give us some really exciting entertainment. The 10 anglers this year are going to be competing for the beautiful trophy and a wild card in our next event, the YPC BANK 2024, taking place in Holland. So there's a lot to fish for. Some of the anglers are experienced competition anglers. Some of them are fishing their first competition in this kind of format ever in their lives. It's going to be interesting to see how everybody adapts. You can look forward to some really exciting episodes with some crazy action and, let's say, a little bit of stress for the anglers taking part. So guys, that's enough talking from me. Let's start the show.
Hi guys, and a warm welcome from me too. My name's Hassan Khan and I'll be guiding you through this fantastic show in the coming weeks and months. But before we dive right in, I'd like to introduce you to the tournament location, rules, mode, and of course, the competing anglers. The starting point for our event is in Birmingham, England. From here, the competitors have 2 hours to drive to any location they desire. Should the desired location be further than 2 hours away, the anglers will have less time to fish. 10 participants from around the country will initially be split into 2 groups of 5, where they'll compete against each other for 2 full days with 8 hours of allocated fishing time. Now, some of you may already be familiar with the mainland version of YPC BANK, held in the Netherlands, but since the fishing conditions here are in some ways quite different, we've made some small alterations in terms of target fish. As it will be difficult to catch zander, at least in tournament waters, we have clearly put the emphasis on pike and perch. In the group stage, the participants must catch 2 sizable pike and 2 sizable perch, plus 2 more sizable fish of their choice, so pike or perch, in order to achieve a full card. All fish must be caught using artificial lures. The minimum size for a perch will be 22 centimetres, and for a pike, it will be 45 centimetres. For the scoreboard, the respective fish sizes are multiplied by different factors. A pike's length is ×1 and a perch's length is ×2. Furthermore, participants have the chance to gain a total of 60 bonus points. For up to 3 sizable pike or perch or even other fish of any kind, including bream, roach, carp, etc., that are at least 40 centimetres long, 15 points will be awarded for each fish when caught with a topwater lure. In addition, in the unlikely event that a zander is caught, there are another 15 valuable points to be gained. The top 2 anglers in each group, based on their total point score, should advance to the final, where a single day of fishing will decide who will become the first YPC UK winner and earn a spot in the main European YPC BANK 2024. Should a competitor break their leader, they shall receive a 30-minute time penalty where no fishing is allowed. So much for the rules. Should anyone want to read them in more detail, you can find a link to them in the video description. Alright, that's a lot of explaining. It's almost fishing time. In the very first episode today, we'll show you the first half of the first day in Group A. But before, let me shortly introduce you to the 5 competitors from Group A. To begin with, we have one of the most experienced and currently one of the most successful UK tournament anglers, Kevin Cox, competing for Fox Rage. He is joined by well-known Zimbabwean-born European tournament angler Daniel Brackley, fishing for Rapala. If experience grew in centimetres, this man would be a giant. Next up is someone who has really seen it all before, the Catch with Care legend, Adrian Mason. With Ryan Dabbs, we have an extremely talented team angler with an excellent knowledge of UK waterways, representing one of the largest predatory online stores in the UK, Predator Tackle. And finally, an absolute bedrock of the UK angling YouTube scene, representing the German predatory fishing tackle brand, LMAB, it's Dan Bucknell, aka DB Fishing. Alright, that was a lot of information, and now it's time to sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Let's go.
I cannot do anything in life, get out of bed, stand up, go fishing without coffee. Right, everybody, welcome. It's YPC BANK UK 2023, the first time ever it's been done in the UK, and you with Eddie Woodchucker. I've had to change my whole way of fishing. Today I've got to go for perch. Now, this is not unusual. Anybody who's seen any videos of me knows I can catch fish, but this is different. This is match style fishing. My plan today is try and catch 4 fish over 30 centimetres. 22 is the legal minimum in the competition, but I think that's pathetic. So if I can't catch 4 fish over 22, I'm going to pack in and take up golf.
Morning guys, we've got a little bit of a drive to get to our venue. I'm kind of a little bit nervous because the water that I'm fishing at the moment, I've actually never fished before. It's come from a bit of a tip from some of my guys at Rapala. Hopefully it'll pay off, but if it doesn't, I've got something in store for my second day. So let's see how it goes, and fingers crossed I can show you guys some content and some really cool stuff.
So we're here, we're on the spot, first spot of the day, perch spot. Just got to river and it's not looking good. We had a load of rain yesterday afternoon, and yesterday's were crystal clear. You had about 3.5 foot visibility, and it's down to about 18 inch at the moment, which ain't going to be easy. We will see. I think one thing is today we'll go with silhouettes, so I'll go with dark lures. If that doesn't work, we'll go brighter lures. The problem is with brighter lures, they get hammered by pike. So I don't want that. There's a penalty for getting bitten off, and it's a fluorocarbon job. It's Texas rigging. So we'll go and try this first spot and see if we can find some fish. I'm fairly confident they'll be there. It's just if I can trigger a take, but only time will tell. Let's go and catch some fish. It's 8 o'clock on the dot, first cast, YPC BANK 2023 UK special edition. Let's go for the first cast.
There are also those that say pike prefer darker colours, but so be it. The first law is in the water.
Let's like that. Can't believe that, can you? I just can't believe. Camera comes in close, I get smacked twice. Told you the perch there. That were a good take, that.
Good morning guys, welcome to the first episode of the YPC UK. We have been driving now for 2 hours. The fishing was supposed to start at 8 AM. It's now 8:15. We're just about to get to the spot. From where I'm guessing the other guys are fishing, I'm hoping they're going to struggle a lot today. We've got Kev Cox, who's, a boat angler, Dan Brackley, who's a boat angler, Adi Mason, who's a boat angler, and Ryan Dabbs, who I'm not sure where he fishes, but I don't think he's going to do too well today based on where I think he's gone. So I feel like I've got quite a good advantage today just because I am a bank angler. The goal this morning, before 12 in this first episode, we want to get 4 pike, which is quite a tall order this time of year. The conditions are not great for pike, but 4 pike on top water, we should get some good points on the board already and hopefully put us in the lead. So yeah, let's get to the spot and we'll see how this goes.
Dan has obviously set his sights extremely high. Meanwhile, the angler, who was unanimously considered the favourite in this group before the tournament started, seems surprisingly modest.
Well, good morning guys, and welcome to episode 1 of YPC UK. With so many other commitments, my only bit of practice time has been on local venues, so we've popped back to the local river. We're going to give it a try this morning on a few top water baits, see if we can nick a chub, maybe catch a perch or two, not sure. To be honest, we've had a lot of rain in the last 24 hours, so the river's come up a bit. It's probably dropped the temperature a bit. This might not work. If it doesn't, we'll move on to plan B, but I've got to get on because I'm 5 or 10 minutes late already. We're just going to start on a little surface bait, to be honest. I've had it for donkey's years, not quite sure what make it is or what it's called, but it does tend to catch me a fish or two. So that's it, first cast of YPC UK.
Right guys, so we've arrived at the venue. As you can see, it's down there and we're up here. So it's going to be a little bit of a trek to get down there, but hopefully we will have some really good action and it's worthwhile the trek. Whoops! Maybe a trolley wasn't a good idea.
I love the darkness, dark's a big thing, but down at margin here, it's absolutely full of fry, so I'm going to cast over to the far bank into deeper water. Just waiting for my line to just go slack as it hits the bottom. Like I said, it's fairly deep out there. Wow, that is deep. The good news is we're not on as main perch spot yet. But you've got to have a cast around. When you see this much fry at margins, you've got to have a cast around. It's crazy not to.
We just got to the spot. It was a 2-hour drive, so we're a little late for fishing now. It is 8:33, so we're 33 minutes late. Yeah, the goal this morning, full card, big fish, win everything, and then we can go home and get some dinner. But yeah, I'm excited. The other guys are a little bit nervous, but I feel quite confident we'll catch today. So yeah, we're gonna get out. Like I say, we're a little late, so when we get out, we want to get catching and get the first fish on the board for Group A.
I'm just going to rattle through some of the baits, just put a few soft plastics through. It's a really interesting little spot this. So we've got a really clear little streamy river that comes in on the outside of this wide bend. So it holds a lot of fish. I had one little perch follow the crankbait, but to be honest, I do think that cold rain that we had yesterday has pushed everything down. So I'm just going to run a little soft plastic through just to see. I'm not going to catch the fish that I need, but just to see if we can get a bite. And as you'll see, being out with me is I'm not an organised fisherman. Keep it all in a mess. As long as it's in there, I know it's in there. I don't really care what it looks like. Start with one of my favourite baits, little spiky shad. Just see if we can get a bite or two. Like I said, I don't think it's going to be the size fish we need, but just to see if we can get that first couple of pulls, and then we'll keep on the go.
I know a lot of you are most probably laughing right now about the fact that I'm bringing a trolley because lure fishing is meant to be light and convenient. I just couldn't cut it down enough. I am a boat angler, so this bank fishing to me is a little bit, yeah, kind of new as such to cut all my gear down. Starting off with the extreme pencil. Hopefully we've got some really cool surface action for you.
Right guys, the conditions aren't looking great, but the water looks nice, so first cast of the day with the top water. Let's see how long it takes to get the first fish, but it shouldn't be too long, I don't think. The reason I'm using top water on this first spot is it's very, very, very weedy, so it's difficult to present any bait. The pike are sat in the weeds in the edge. You're not going to catch them in the middle at this time of year, so we're fishing over the weeds, hoping that they're just going to come out and nail the bait. So we're going to keep moving, keep walking, cover as much water as we can and put this bait in front of a pike as fast as possible, hopefully. So even in bad conditions where the pike wouldn't normally be feeding, if you're using a noisy bait like a crazy crawler or something with lots of vibration and rattles, you can usually get a reaction strike from a pike. Even if the fish are not feeding and they're just sat chilling, you can annoy them into biting. So it's a nice little tip. If you find a lot of fish are just sat sunbathing, you can annoy them and annoy them and annoy them, and soon they will bite. So that's what we're going to try and do today.
So Dan sets about covering as much water as possible. AD didn't stay in that first spot long either.
I see loads and loads of people surface fishing, and it's such a big thing now, and everybody loves it. It's fantastic. It's the best form of sport of lure fishing when they're on it and the conditions are correct. So the most important thing, what people seem to forget, is that when your bait hits the water, especially something like this, what I call a motion bait or a popper, what you need to do is you need to think, if you're a predator, So when a predator is out in that water and it has a plop on the surface and there's a big splash, every single predator within 25 yards, 50 yards knows that's there. The problem what people do is they start retrieving too quick. So the most important thing to do is to just wait till the rings settle. And I'll show you what I mean. I'll just do a cast and I'll show you what I mean. I'm not going to cast it too far. I'm going to drop it there. So now every single fish knows that popper's there. They know it's on surface, they know it's there, but they're a bit skeptical about it because they've seen it land on the surface. So what we're going to do now is just going to give it a couple of rasps. And then stop. And this is an ideal way to do it. This is how I fish most of my surface lures. And then stop. Let the bait settle. A lot of people just cast out, boom, 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 cast out, boom, 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 almost like a robot. This isn't like a standard lure. This is a lure, it's supposed to be something that's distressing on surface or stuck on surface. If you do it too quickly, what you'll find, you'll have a lot of fish that they'll come in too quick and then they'll miss it and miss it. Give them time to take the bait. You know, that's what you try to do. You try to emulate something that's struggling on surface, not something that's fast and wants to get away. You want something that makes them think, right, that's an easy meal, I'm going to target it.
Well, I know some of the lads had a bit of a drive, a bit further than us, but I did expect the old WhatsApp group to go already. Be interesting to see when Dan gets to his spot. I know he had probably an extra half an hour. I think Ryan had an extra half an hour, so they should be getting there now and just about starting.
I'm using the Omen black and a 30 gram test scope with the 13 C2. Really great little combination. Nice light, really short handle, so I tend to use this for top water, my crankbait fishing, and then a nice soft tip as well, just to be able to work the lures, but a lot of backbone to set the hook, and that's obviously really key, is setting that hook on the fish.
So first little stretch for pike, no reaction. We're going to try for some perch just under this bridge for 2 minutes while we're passing. Got the 6 centimetre Kofi bleak tied on the perch rod, 3 gram jig head, very good all-round bait, just for use as a search bait. And you know, if you're getting a lot of bites, you can upsize, try and see if there's any better ones hanging around. So 5 minutes in this spot, and then we'll go back for pike. There's a perch. So a perch just came up and swam about 6 inches below the surface. So it might be a good idea to try a crankbait. So if we don't get any bites on the bottom, it's always worth putting something that's higher up, jerkbait, spinner, crankbait, something like that, and see what sort of pattern you can find.
A first subtle sign. About an hour has passed, 4 rods are in the water, only 1 is still stowed in the boot.
There's a fish. I think it's only a little tiny perch. So with our minimum being 22 centimetres, I don't think that little beauty is going to help us, but at least we've had signs of a fish. Now we just need to find its mother.
Morning everyone, this is it, YPC UK 2023. We have just got to the first location. It is just gone 9:06. I've lost an hour and 6 minutes now fishing time, unfortunately. Traffic was a nightmare. Just about to go and see the river. Hopefully we're going to go top water fishing to start with. We're not going to try and target the pike today. It's quite warm. If we get to his bycatch, great, but to start with all out perch fishing, try and get the perch on the cards. Come join me, let's have some fun. Going to start with, we've got chatterbaits and top waters on the other rods. So I'm going to take 3 rods down there, take a smaller rod for the perch. Favourite bait of all times on this rod on the bait casting setup. It's a 5-inch Z-Man pop shads in red bone. We get some blow ups on this, we will be laughing. As always, last minute rushing.
I found some perch here. Average size looks around 20-25 centimetres. Just they're following the bait, not biting it though. So I might try a little different presentation, see if I can get a bite. There's actually quite a lot of very small ones mixed in, like 10-15 centimetres, so we don't really want those, but to get the first fish caught of the day, get a little bit of confidence, I'll take any size for now.
So I know there's fish in the area, but I just think that cold rain that we've had yesterday has really shut them down for a bit. I mean, as I think I said earlier, I'm very surprised the WhatsApp group hasn't started pinging. So I think everybody must be experiencing the same sort of hard fishing this morning. So we'll keep persevering on the pike for a little bit. We've just moved down again a little bit, another bit of pike, and then we'll go quite a bit further down the river and work our way back up. If by then we haven't put a scoring fish on the board, then we'll have to go to plan B.
River's looking absolutely incredible. Bit of wind, but I'm pretty sure, yep, there's a blow up. We've got a blow up. We could be straight on with top waters here now, guys. This is looking very nice. Rain last night, clarity is pretty spot on. Let's do it. YPC UK 2023. We are away. First cast, YPC 2023. Here we go. Oh, fish on first cast. First cast, fish on. I told you, Z-Man pop shads, 5-inch red bone. Oh. Can you believe it? I think it's a pike, not very big, but we'll take that as a first fish. Come on, get out of that weed. I did not expect that. Oh yes, come on. Get out of that weed. Come out. Come on, get up, get up. It's just buried itself in the weed here. It's really thick at the minute. Sorry, Daniel, we have to come this side, just try and get it out. Try and get him out of the weed. Oh, I don't believe it, come on. Yes, 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 yes. Nice, look at that. Come on! First fish of YPC 2023 in the net. Oh, that's what we needed. Oh. There it is. 5-inch top shads, hooked perfectly in the scissors, and that is why you need to use tracement, even with top water perch fishing. That, I couldn't have asked for a better start really there. First cast, saw fish blowing up on the way down, just gonna rest him in the net because it's a bit warm. Saw fish blowing up as we was walking down to the river. Straight away I knew I was gonna fish the pop shad, and it's my go-to lure, as you saw. First cast and it just annihilated it. AFW is just £11, you don't need more than that. Nice and supple, doesn't sink it. Proof's in the pudding, as they say. Let's get it on the mat and measure and get her back. Next fish, let's go. It's warm already, it's only just after 9 o'clock, so always make sure, get all your measuring equipment nice and wet first. So that's the mat. We'll get the measure in there. So it's just over the half there, so that'll count as 73, I believe. First fish of the YPC BANK UK 2023, the beautiful 73cm pike. She's well rested. We're going to get her back in the net for rest for a bit longer whilst it's warm, and let's catch another one.
Can you believe it? What an entrance after being more than 60 minutes late to the party. A really decent pike to start the competition, 15 top water points on top, and the very first fish goes down in the YPC UK history books. Congratulations. And beyond that, kudos for exemplary handling of the fish.
There she goes. Come on!
No! Oh, I just had a big one follow the bait then. I had this much space when I saw him bow waving and I ran into weed. Please come back. The bow wave on that pike was beautiful. Come on, baby. Please come back. Oh, bow wave. Come on. Yeah, no. No. Second strike, that hit it. I struck too early, too excited. That was a smaller fish. It was a keeper, but it was a smaller fish. Please come back. It didn't feel the bait. I messed up on that big time. Not often you can get them to come back a second time, unless they are really in the mood, but 2 strikes already. Got a horsefly on my neck.
So we've had the first fish. Ryan's had a 73 centimetre pike, so well done, Ryan. At least someone's catching.
It's a start. Only one fish caught so far, so we're still in this. Let's keep on hammering.
They're there, they're just maybe not on at the moment, but when you're not getting anything compared to yesterday where we had literally a dozen fish on bank in 15 minutes. It's a little bit intimidating.
Oh my, number 3 missed, come on. You need to calm down, focus, and land some fish. The pressure of a competition is really on. Yep, no.
Like that. Oh, he's missed it. Ah. So that's what they want. They want it slow today.
The tension among the anglers is rising, but at least the fish seem to be a little bit more lively now. And now Daniel has pulled something new out of the depths of his trolley.
Try the new VMC moustache rig, rigged with a Storm GT360 soft tail. Nice, really easy clip system. I literally just clip it on that. And then for a little bit of safety, I apply a rubber sleeve just so it can't come off, and also so the pike or whatever fish I tend to catch doesn't get caught up on the clip. Nice, quick, easy and safe.
Yep.
Caught that just in the slack. It was held up in the flow a little bit, so it was a little bit tough to get through, but we got it coming through now. Yes, yes, first fish. Not a monster by any means, but a first fish. 72 centimeter little pike, really fit, healthy little fish. Face full of gnashes, the last thing those bait fish see. And I mean, out of a weir, how cool is that? I mean, really, I wouldn't have thought about it, but let's get it back. Let's not keep it out the water too much.
The moustache rig works immediately. With this catch, the second angler is on the board, and elsewhere, Ryan is trying to reproduce the magic of his first cast with a new lure.
First cast of the chadder. Let's hope it's as much as it was on the pop shads. Sink and draw worked quite well last summer, so 5, 6, 7 turns, pause, half a second, 2 seconds, give it another go. I can show you going through weed actually and how effective it can be. So on the weed, little strike, straight out the weed, blades working. On the weed, little strike, straight out again, blades working. So they are very, that sounded like a fish. Where was that? Sorry James, I'm coming behind you because that is a blow up right behind this boat, guys. Let's see if we can get down to it. Right, there's the ripples just over there on that far bank. Just there, let's see if we can get that. Always keep a lookout. The lure's doing all the hard work for you. Find the fish, cast to them. With being predators, they should take it if they're in the area.
So this is the Fox Rage Terminator twitch and jig, 3 to 14 grams. Just do a little 1,000 size warrior reel, really thin braid. I'm just fishing 2 grams, I think, but it's sufficed to chop and change through some of the soft plastics that I'm fishing. And most of this venue is only 4 to 6 foot deep, so 2 grams gets us most of the way where we want to get, and a nice slow fall with the paddle tails that we'll mostly be fishing today. Fish. I think it's a little birch. Probably undersized again. So cracking little fish, but no point even measuring it. I know it's not 22 centimetres.
Just see if there's anything underneath this pontoon that would stand up. There's a pike. There we go. That is it. That's what we wanted. That was just on that pause again. Excellent. Another pike there. Fantastic. There's nothing better than summertime predator fishing when you see them up in the water chasing your lures. Engulfed that. Absolutely engulfed it. That's why you have a mat there, see it just thrashing around. It's nice and wet. Got the forceps to hand. So look, you can see he's been hit here. And if you look at that from here to there, that's going down 5-6 inches. That's probably a 20-pound pike. That's just nailed it. He's been chomped on and then lift to tail to tail. Nice long forceps, single hook. Gently bring it out so you don't damage his rakers. Nice little one, beautiful. Let's get a quick measure, then get her back safely. 57, so he's just on 57 centimetres there, nose touching. That one escaped, just jumped out my hands there, but he's just swum off lovely. Let's get another one.
This little fellow obviously had no time to lose. Ryan keeps up his pace and extends the lead. His opponents are already resorting to performance-enhancing measures.
So sometimes if the going gets really hard, we slap a little bit of gel scent on. I know there's a few out there. This one smells of crayfish. Whether it makes any difference or not, I'm not sure, but on them tough mornings or tough days, it's always worth chucking a bit on and just seeing whether that'll, just get you that extra bite.
I really want to catch more fish than Kev Cox though, with him being regarded as one of the top competition anglers in the country. I think that'd be quite rewarding, but we'll see. He's not really a bank angler, so it'll be interesting to see how someone like that, and Dan Brackley really, adapt to competition bank fishing when they are competition boat anglers. Be nice to see if their general competition skills can be transferred over to something like this.
Dan reaches for the stars, but should perhaps look a little closer at what's happening right in front of him.
No, missed another, strike number 5. I need to calm down. I'm very much letting myself down today.
There's a small perch again, I think. Tiny one this time.
Yep. That was hooked. And it popped off with number 7. If this carries on, there's a good chance I'm going to start crying on this episode.
At least it's nice weather for blanking. There must be hundreds of thousands of perch on this river. And when you need one, they ain't there. Don't you be looking in my box, there's few secrets in there. A lot of chatterbaits from other manufacturers are designed for bass, so they're huge hooks, but ours are designed for perch. It's much smaller than a standard. If you look at some up market, I've just put a little trailer tail in there like a little craw. And the thing I've always found with chatterbaits is, like I said, the hook's just too big. So you're almost masking it from perch and making it not really a perch bait. But the thing is, at the moment I can't get them to take anything off bottom as a soft plastic. So I might just have to try and grind it out. I'm going to go back to the swim we've just fished. And also there is some spots what we passed earlier on that I didn't want to really put a bait through because I was scared of pike. It's just the craziest thing ever when you think I am.
One wonders why he doesn't use his other rod for pike. Meanwhile, Daniel has readjusted his position.
So tough. The area is not the most easiest to get around, as you may see. We've managed one from the weir. I just hope it gets better.
Nothing there. So we're going to have a last cast down this margin there. Over to that one. Apart from that bait fish just a second ago, there's no other signs. Oh, there we go. Pike on. Lovely jubbly. That is just what we wanted there. Nice and acrobatic in the net. Pike number 3. Chatterbait again. Interestingly, I was just about to say it to camera before it smashed it. All 3 hits now have been when I've been working the bait upstream. So we'll have another go once I unhook this fish, get it measured, get her back. We'll try a bit more upstream fishing. Normally time I cast upstream and bring it downstream, but all 3 casts so far I've caught fish, casting downstream and bringing it back up. Could be relevant, could be the key for the day. We'll get this unhooked, show you guys, and let's get another one. Nose on the measure, so we've got 63 centimetres there. Another lovely little pike there. Another one on a chatterbait. Let's get it back and see if we can get another one. And away they go. Fish number 3. This is turned into a really good session. Just got to find them perch. Let's go.
Could fishing upstream actually be a deciding factor? In any case, an interesting observation. And you know what they say, he who catches is always right. With 3 pike, Ryan is distancing himself a little from the competition and focuses on perch now, which AD has been doing for quite some time with limited success. At first glance, however, it looks as if this could change at his new spot.
Just ever so often just getting a little pulse. You'd be surprised how many times perch will follow and just wait for that little change of speed to attack, especially when you bring it upstream. I'm going to do a brave manoeuvre now because over there's some sort of a snag. So I'm going to try and cast it underneath that blackness at bridge. Again, it's one of those like perfect predator places where you'd expect to catch. Little dirty bridge. It's what we call in Yorkshire a deserving cast. Deserves a fish cast. Now the thing is, what do we do? Do we go away now and go pike and come back and up there on Tuesday? Or Wednesday, should I say. I could always check tomorrow, see if they're back here, because I'll be practicing tomorrow. But the plan was to fish a completely different venue tomorrow. But we have some extremely fry-infested margins to fish down here. And I think it's just stupid if I've got a rod set up with a bio trace not to just give it a run.
Missed bites, deserving cast but no fish. Some motors are still spluttering this morning. Some, however, are running smoothly.
Right underneath our feet. Oh. How cool was that? Right underneath my feet. Literally been retrieving the whole time there and it's smashed it right here. There's a rock just in front of it. Oh wow, that is so cool. Nailed just in the jaw there. Nice good hook hold. There we go, so we got 77, oh no, sorry, 76. Really cool. Look at those cat camo on those fish. Absolutely phenomenal. It's just resting up. Give it a little push. There it goes, back into the flow.
Yeah. The second fish for Daniel and the biggest so far. Pike are at least in the mood, while perch are still holding back a little. Maybe Kevin should consider upsizing.
I think it's another, if it is, another little tiny perch. They're just switching over crankbaits and it's just, they're getting smaller and smaller. So many small little perch, but we can't find the mummers. So it looks like Ryan and Dan have found a few fish. I know that Ryan was heading quite back up north, up to his local waters, so that's always an advantage, although I'm on local waters. And fair play to Dan Brackley. I believe he's on a venue he's never fished before. So yeah, well done, Dan.
I'm very surprised we've not seen a pike up at this top end. There's a lot of perch and a lot of bait, but a pike just aren't here today. Is that an otter? Yeah, there's an otter. That's maybe making it difficult. The first time I've ever seen an otter on this canal. Nice to see, but not great for the fishing.
So we're at the next spot. We're going to persist with the chatterbait. That's been the most productive. We're hoping for a perch here, but if it turns out to be more pike, we'll up sticks and we'll head off to the next area completely. No, a bit more steady, a bit more natural. Pulls it just like more like a frog coming through the water now. Not really popping it. Pulls it just there in that gap. Slowly bring it over the weed. Pulls it in the gaps. Bring it over, get in a gap, pulls it. That's what's really good with these Z-Man shads. You can work them straight over the top of heavy cover, pulls them in the gaps. If not, go again, just like that, a bit further out that time. We'll go a bit more erratic. Leave that for a couple of seconds on the pause, wind in the slack, start again. Nice big splashes, see if we can agitate a predator of some sort, and then we're going to just inch it back over the top.
Right guys, perch are going crazy here. Got a top water on. Let's see if we can get one. Come on. Come on. Oh, a hit. Come on, follow, 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 follow. Hit. The small one's taking it, there's bigger ones there though. Yep, we're on. We're on. Might scrape 22 out of push. Let's get this first fish landed. First fish, it's tiny. On a popper though. Oh, 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 oh. There we go, there we go. Come on. Yep, we're on. It's even smaller, we'll get this one in quick. Not gonna measure this one. About 15 centimeters. Get that straight back. There is a lot of bigger ones chasing bait there.
That wind's just a little bit stronger now, so I'm just going to up the jig size just a gram. Just see if we can make it over to that shady water on the other side there. There we go, just one extra gram makes all the difference. And straight into a fish straight away. It feels like yet another tiny perch, but they've obviously sat just in that darker shaded water over on the far side there. Perhaps if I added all these together, I might have had a scoring fish by now. It's remotely bigger. I think for a change we might just check it on the measure. And we're not going to break any records. But I would say 24. Well, there we go. It's not the big ones we're after, but it's actually 48 points. So they all could be valuable looking at how difficult it is this morning. So brilliant. It's a start.
Good call to measure this one. The third angler is on the board, and who knows if this meagly perch won't make the difference in the end. Kevin seems relieved in any case.
Whee! It's not a big fish. It does just show that those little tiny details, just swapping from 2 grams up to 3 grams, just makes all the difference. Not necessarily in the size of fish you're going to catch, but just the presentation slightly different, and we've had one straight away.
I mean, it's worth running soft plastic through. I just don't think... I think I'd have got follows if they'd have been perched in there, perch the size I need. I think if they'd have been in there, I think they'd have at least got follows on chatterbait. Sometimes they're great for like triggering fish to feed or getting follows to show themselves. I just don't think. But yesterday we're crazy. Like I say, we had hooked fish on drop shot literally here, and a big pike. A pike took the perch, and then a bigger pike took that pike. It was just nuts.
So we're at our second location now. It may look the same as the last spot, but I can assure you it's not. We're about 2 miles upstream from where we were a second ago. Back on the free rig again, down the edge, a couple of erratic jumps up, let it pause, and all we're going to do is just work our way back to the end of the jetty.
So I've just switched to a spinning rod. I'm trying to bounce the lure across the bottom. I'm using the Toit minnow at the moment. Chartreuse is a really good colour, especially with the kind of colour water we got. It's a little bit stained. Hopefully we can pick up a bonus fish here. I'm hoping for a zander, possibly a big perch. See how it goes, keep persevering.
We've hammered this spot now on baits that look identical to what's swimming down there, but sometimes a change is as good as anything else, and if it can trigger bites, we'll do it. I mean, we've had literally no bites here at all. So the one thing to remember on these is they go to a sharp point, these gunslingers. You see nose there? You need to take that off a little bit. If you're Texas rigging. There's such shallow baits, you've just got to make sure you get it right there. A change is as good as anything else, so we'll give it another go. I'm going to bring that down a little bit too as well.
So the perch went crazy for 5 minutes. We caught 2 undersized, and now they're just stopped completely. They're still going to be there, but they are not feeding. Yeah, it's usually this spot is usually the case. Usually you get a 20-minute window and then they slow down, but you can still catch them. So we're going to sit here for a couple of minutes and we're going to move around and see if we can find some of the other spots. But we're seeing fish, we're getting bites. We just need to get something on the board.
So we're just going to go slightly bigger on the top water, mostly to try and counteract the wind that we've got. But as always, if you've ever got trebles on, have a little bit of wire on. You don't want to leave trebles in a pike or in a perch or any fish for that matter. So yeah, we might struggle with the wind, but we'll just give it a quick little go. Sometimes there's a few tucked up right under the boats and you can just draw them out and draw them over the weed. Again, we're not fishing for monsters, but if we can put a top water perch on, brilliant.
Do not come off. Do not come off. Do not come off. It's only small, but we've got our first fish hooked. Please don't come off. Lightly hooked. Small pike. Oh. Hook popped out just as I got it in the net. But we got the first fish. Wow. It's like a 60-centimetre fish, but I'm so happy to have landed a fish. Oh, just flat 65, cameraman approved. 65 centimetres. First fish on the board, on the top water, so we get some bonus points. But yeah, small one, but I'm so happy to get a fish. Let's get it back. Let's get some more. Bye-bye. So happy. Hopefully that was caught on camera. Popped into the net and the hook just popped straight out of it. Old school crazy trawler. 9th hit today, I think, from that, and go unhooked finally. Smallest one. Yes. Right, more fish to catch now. So happy to get 1 fish on the board. I've been trying so hard today. Honestly, I've been stressed. Very, very stressed. I don't like fishing competitions.
Some might even say Dan's stress was perceivable, but after quite a few misses, the local finally gets the first pike in the net. Let's see if he takes it a little easier now. Meanwhile, Daniel's efforts run into a dead end for the first time today.
We kind of hit a little bit of a rough patch. I've tried to come down a little bit further on the river and literally it's grass everywhere. We can't get anywhere near the river. So we're going to backtrack, head back up to the lake and see if we can start getting a few top water fish.
So Dan's managed to get himself a pike on top water, Dan Bucknell, but he has just put on the group that he's missed about 9. So somebody's getting a bit of action, but we'll keep trying. This little spot, sometimes we can get a chub on top water underneath these trees. So we'll just have a couple of casts. Obviously, unless the chub's on top water, it's pointless to me.
Just slowly inching that along the deck, but I do feel it's probably going to be a bit too weedy. Yeah, we're picking up too much weed. What we're going to do, we're going to abort the perch pretty early on and we're going to get the chatters back out. So it looks about 8-9 foot here. The onion weed is probably 3-4 foot off the deck. So I'm bringing it at the moment about 1.5 foot, 2 foot over the top of the onion weed. On the next couple of casts, I am going to let it sink right into that onion weed. Just try and bounce this bladed jig all the way through. So that's still sinking, still sinking. That's just hit the deck. So little flick, get it out of the onion weed, and then real slow retrieve. So I hope if there's any predators and they are hiding in that weed, get it out of that. It might just entice them just to come out, keeping it lower to the weed here.
Come off. No. Just got hit as soon as it touched the water. Hooked it and it took me straight into weed. Came off. God, I could have pushed us up into second place, that fish. Right under that tree. Right where you'd expect it, but what can you do? We're just missing them all. Right, keep fishing, keep moving.
What's your plan now? I don't know. I'm literally, I don't know, mate. I really don't know. I'm getting snagged every time I go down there. At least it's coming out, but I almost feel like we're trying to make something happen. It's not going to happen if we don't do it, if we don't make a change really quick. Those fish are just either not there or they're just not feeding, because it was so easy yesterday. When they were there, it was like bang, bang, bang. It was so easy. And if we're trying to chase fish and not here or not feeding at this moment in time, it's like banging it against the wall. But it was mega warm yesterday when we were fishing. It was lovely. It was just like this.
Conditions changed, but it's all about adaptability, right? Well, and setting the hook right.
Fish. I am the perch layer. Oh my God. I can't believe it. It's literally been me and Seb. You don't know cameraman Seb, he's a sound guy. We've been here since 8 this morning. It's now 20 to 12 and we've been back and forth. We've had this spot just changed to a drop shot, something just a complete different change, almost identical baits. I've just gone to a pigster tail and actually cut it down just to make it more of a mouthable bait. Changed to a drop shot, 7 gram jig, 7 gram weight, and we've got a perch in there. So this is the first time I've actually measured a fish. So I'll just get my unhooking mat out and we'll get it up and get a measurement on it, shall we? There we go. It's not a monster, but God, it's a fish. I've worked for that fish, honestly. Mwah. And it is 20. I think that's 28 because it's 27.5, is it? Goes to the next size up, does it?
Yeah, 28.
28. A 28 perch. I never thought I'd be so happy to see a little tiny perch like that. Does it get any better than that? I swear to God, Seb, that's been one of the hardest morning sessions we've had. I had a load of fish here yesterday, and but a lot bigger than this. So it might be worth just persevering a little bit more, and we'll see if we can put another couple on board. Thank you so much, honestly. Just drop it in there. There's still my rig in there, but at least I can let it go. Away she goes. Oh, there you go. Oh, thank God for that. I could kiss you, Seb. I won't though. Not like Tom Hunt, you know, a little bit. We'll keep going. We'll try and catch another one. Come on.
Enough with the kissing already. That perch got some tough love. But there you have further proof that competitive fishing is a whole different animal to some leisurely fishing. So shortly before noon, all anglers had caught at least one fish. Let's see if another angler can get a decent bite before the halfway point.
Just walking along the canal, got tangled with my pike rod, so I was untangling, and a huge shoal of perch just started going crazy for bait on the far bank. So pulled the perch rod down, tangled. So spent a while untangling it, finally got it sorted, put a new bait on, and now we're casting at them, but it's very, very tricky to actually get a bait in front of them. We've got the Kofi roach shad on, 7 centimeters. So I thought I'd like be a perfect size to impersonate the bait that they're chasing. There's one, that's a good fish. Big perch has come off. Took it on the oh. Why? What is today?
Too weedy for a jerk. Oh, decisions. It's what's really nice is the AFW wire, knottable, so you can do any knot. Grinner works really well, the Rapala knot works very well. And you just make sure you bed it down a bit of saliva, moisten, slowly tease her down, bed it in properly. Let's get the secret weapon going.
Could you kindly refrain from video recording me drop shotting? It's literally just ruined my streak head. Literally, I had none already. As a near 50-year-old grey-haired pike angler from Wakefield, I literally had very little streak head already, Seb. And now you're catching me drop shotting for perch and jumping up and down because I've just had a 28 centimetre perch. Have you noticed how daintily I'm holding the rod? Right, now I'm not taking mickey about drop shotting here. But any sort of like method I always do when I'm actually like finesse side fishing, I don't actually really hold my rod. It's just balanced on my fingers, and I've only got this here just like stop it from doing. And it's almost like I can, you know, I'm literally only just feeling it. I'm only just feeling the rod, so that I feel literally everything that's happening down the rod. If you hold it still like that, you're just not going to get the feel. And I've always felt if you're doing anything like this, even if I'm vertical jigging off boat and my dolly same, I like to feel everything. One more and I'm done for perch. I've had enough of them. It's time to break out the pike gear. And everybody's doing well on pike. Everybody seems to be doing quite well on pike. Someone told me that Dan Bucknell's caught one off surface. One of his pets. I think it was called Peter. You know, he only has 8 pike where he fishes, but I think he caught Peter today. I'm gonna go open up then.
Oh, we've got something. It's probably going to be far too small, but we'll net it in case it's over the legal size. There's no need to film this. The lure is bigger than the fish. I said about micro species, and there you go. Let's get this one back. If they're here, we would have had them by now, and that little 10 centimetre sort of tells me that there's tiny fish, but if these boat owners are telling us that they've had a seal here in the last couple of days, that's pretty much, let's get it out of here and move elsewhere.
What a crawler. So, end of episode 1, halfway through day 1. I fished all the spots that I'd expect there to be a few pike. Haven't had any sign of a pike. I've obviously had, whatever it is, 3 or 4 undersized perch, 1 scoring perch. So, yeah, end of episode 1. Tune back in for episode 2. Slight change of tack from me. We're going to go and jump on a little lake, as long as there's not people already on there, because it is only very small. And if that fails, or there is people on there, we'll be back on a different stretch of river. Cheers.
All right, folks, we took it easy towards the end of episode 1, but that's only because we're working towards episode 2. With a convincing performance, Ryan is currently in the lead with 3 pike. Daniel follows with 2, and in 3rd place, currently, Dan, who has managed a top water pike after a nervous start to the day. In 4th and 5th place are currently Adi and Kevin with a smaller perch each. However, given the sluggishness of the perch so far, the importance of these fish shouldn't be underestimated. So all is set for 4 hours of great afternoon fishing. Make sure you'll be there to join us next Sunday, 7 p.m. And if you haven't done already, please leave us a like, a comment and subscribe to this channel. Cheers and ciao.